Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor. You know, I was sitting here and I had my wintergreen Tic Tacs, and I was thinking, well, maybe I should chew these up before I start this video. But I changed my mind because I realized I had never told my audience that I have a thing for wintergreen Tic Tacs. And so if you hear something crunching, it's because I'm addicted to wintergreen Tic Tacs. It's not just cinnamon coffee. And so right now, I am drinking a cup of coffee without cinnamon, mind you, and I'm having my wintergreen Tic Tacs. And I thought, you know, sometimes when I do my videos, I forget all about the fact that I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think my audience kind of likes it when I throw out random things that I am into or that I do in my life every once in a while. Not too much of it, but just a little bit. So yes, I'm a wintergreen Tic Tac man, and part of the reason I'm a wintergreen Tic Tac man is because, and for those of you that have ever eaten low carb, which is what I'm doing right now, for those of you that have ever eaten low carb, Tic Tacs are one of the only candies, and I do like candy, Tic Tacs are one of the only candies that don't have carbs in them. And so you can eat all the Tic Tacs you want and you're not getting any carbs, but they taste so good, especially wintergreen. Moving along, I really like the video I'm about to do for you, so listen up good. As you know, I will not let go of the parallels between the .com boom and the boom that we're about to experience in crypto. And there's one thing I don't think I've ever said that I'm going to say to you before I start this and before I give Mike Jansen some great credit, because he sent me this and gave me this idea. I believe, I don't just believe, I know, I can prove it. Many of the venture capitalists today that are funding and will be funding the crypto movement are the young guys from the internet boom who made the millions. The guys that invented different things having to do with the internet or started companies, the guys that came out ahead, okay? And I'll show you one of them in this video, and you'll be surprised. Some of you might be surprised at just how close to home it comes. So Mike Jansen, for those of you that don't know, he's the announcer for the Indianapolis Colts, and he's one of my biggest fans, and I appreciate him. He did my intro and has a production company. If you have not gone to Mike Jansen to get him to produce something for you, he has a production company, mgjansen.com. Go check him out. Really good guy. But Mike sent me this email, and he said, I had mentioned, I'm sucking on my Tic Tacs, by the way, right now. I didn't want to chew them for some reason. Anyway, I think I had tweeted this out this past weekend. If you don't know about it yet, there's a show, and it couldn't be more timely, and that's what this video is about. I don't think anything is a coincidence in this game, people. So I happened to stumble upon the Valley of the Boom. No, I think maybe it was Mike Jansen who told me about the Valley of the Boom. But anyway, the Valley of the Boom is a show about the internet, the .com bubble, and it's going to be on National Geographic, and it starts in the next month. I don't know exactly when. Well, when I looked at this, and if you watch the trailer, and you should, go type in Valley of the Boom, and you'll see the trailers on YouTube. When you go and you watch this trailer, it's about the internet boom, and it talks about a couple of .coms, but it really zeroes in on Netscape. Netscape is it's kind of the featured .com company of the time. So Mike sends me this a minute ago, and he says he sends me an email, and he says, hey, you need to check out this blog on Coinbase where it talks about their new president and chief operating officer. This is a name I will butcher here in a second. Asif Hirji. Okay? I guess that's your name. So anyway, that's their president. That's when they announced on December 1st their new president and chief operating officer. Well, if you scroll down, this is the chief operating officer. Look where he's worked. He has held senior leadership and governance roles at TPG Capital and Saxo Bank and Bain Capital. So I don't know how Mike discovered this, but if you look at, this is TPG Capital. It's they have offices in Fort Worth and San Francisco, and they have $94 billion under management, investment and operational teams in 16 offices around the world. But here's what Mike sends me. He says, you'll never guess who is putting up the money for Valley of the Boom, and putting up the money for Valley of the Boom right so that it airs right about the time that all of these Wall Street crypto exchanges begin to come online. Valley of the Boom will air, and it says Valley of the Boom from STX TV. Let's go down here and see. Valley of the Boom will be produced by STX Entertainment's TV studio, STX TV. And then let's go down, I think it was in here somewhere. I'm looking now, I've lost my place here, but I think it was up somewhere in here. Led by, I'm sorry, I completely have lost my place. Oh, here it is. About STX. If you go down here, it says the company is led by accomplished businessman Robert Simmons and was co-founded by Bill McGlashan, managing partner of the leading global investment firm TPG. So, people, do you think that this is a coincidence, or do you think that this is all happening for a reason? Do you think, I mean, I was talking, who was I talking to? I can't remember who I was talking to the other day, but and this is somebody that's plugged in. I'm not going to say a name because I don't have his permission to say it. This is somebody that's plugged into this crypto world with me. Okay? And he said something that rung true with me. He said, I get the feeling that all of this that we're beginning to see is a coordinated effort, like it's been planned all along. And if I'm about to show you something further that many of you young people especially don't know. So remember this, Valley of the Boom. The main feature here is Netscape. Okay, that's a featured internet company in that show. This is Ripple, the company. Scroll down. Let's see who invests in Ripple. Andreessen Horowitz. Do you remember? You know a name there. Andreessen. Mark Andreessen. Mark Andreessen is one of the main guys. Do you know what else Mark Andreessen did? He was one of the founders of Netscape. This is Time Magazine from back in the internet boom. The Golden Geeks. They invent, they start companies, and the stock market has made them instonaires. Who are they? How do they live? And what do they mean for America's future? Well, I'll tell you what it means for America's future. What it means is Mark Andreessen is now a venture capitalist, and he's not just invested in Ripple. He's invested in many, many crypto firms. And one that's included in that, I believe, is Coinbase. And I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. Go check it out. I'm not going to look right now, but I'm pretty sure that Coinbase is one of his investments too. If they're not, he's invested in some of the biggest blockchain companies in the world. And so I hope that brings this full circle for all of you. This is bigger than all of us. This is something that is a monster. And what's coming is going to change the entire world. I want to show you this to end off. C3 Nick said this, and this goes right in line with what I'm talking about. He says, this is interesting. PwC, a consulting company, is sponsoring crypto YouTube channels now. And he gives as an example, Data Dash. Furthermore, we see that PwC is sponsoring magazines which get distributed to school children praising crypto. And this is a crypto, I saw this on Twitter the other day. says, could a new type of money blast through our old way of doing business? Now, let me tell you, people, the way that politicians and the powers that be sell things to the world, they begin with the children. And if they're passing this around in schools, here comes cryptocurrency, and they make him into a superhero. Get ready, folks, because we're not wrong. We are exactly right. And what's about to happen is going to completely change everything about what you know about money and finance. It's all about to change. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button and tell your friends and family. Here comes cryptocurrency. Thanks for listening.